There is another discussion that's going viral right now on Twitter, and I guess I don't really wade in on the discussion of the day on Twitter usually because I think this platform is it's not a good platform to discuss meaningful things with people. It's not a good platform to have conversations on. If I do have a conversation, I'd rather do it on stream. So, dude, like this thread went really viral. It has 100,000 views and it's only had 48 comments and 196 likes. Sorry, this is the first thread. Yeah, almost 1 million views here. VTubers and streamers. And I feel like this is a conversation that comes back all the freaking time. VTubers and streamers, I know it means to be encouraging, but I keep seeing posts reminding people that 5 viewers is a lot. It's a full room. And they usually come from much bigger streamers. But 5 people aren't going to pay rent for me. 5 people won't give me money for groceries. The encouragement is nice, but I feel like it comes from a place of ignorance or even arrogance. For people trying to survive in today's economy, knowing 5 people is a full room isn't going to make a difference. We might feel good, but how much will that actually reflect on our lives? Just a reminder, sometimes these encouraging posts read more as toxic positivity than useful advice. She made a clarification. Wow, this popped off more than I thought it would, and people still have the worst reading comprehension I've seen to date. I don't regret posting this, and I stand by what I've been saying. Empty posts will help no one. 5 people is a lot, yes, but it's not enough to make a career out of it. Yes, some people only stream as a hobby, but there's still many, many more that do it to make a career. You telling us that we shouldn't and or that it's saturated field doesn't change the fact that it's how things are. I also won't be cowed for mentioning money in this economy. So many people are struggling to survive in non-box creation jobs. We shouldn't be looked at as greedy or disingenuous for wanting to survive in a country or system that tries to put us down. Late-stage capitalism and nonsense, etc. Again, the money was never the main issue in the first place, though. It was a secondary statement. I'll repeat myself, telling people empty platitudes is toxic positivity. If you want to help people positively, give good, clear, lasting advice. If you can't grasp that, then I hope you will in the future. I mean, I think when people say that 5 viewers is a lot is because I think, what are the stats for the streamers? I brought up the streamer stats the other day in the Nijisanji video I did, and I was actually more right than I thought. Hold on, let me check. Basically, 94% of all Twitch streamers have 0 to 5 average viewers. I think I'm conflicted about this. On one hand, I don't think it is helpful to be, positive and tell somebody like, oh yeah, you have 5 viewers, that's good, you're gonna get more in the future. Some people don't even have that. I had a friend, I swear to God, guys, he streamed every single day, 10 hours a day to 1 viewer. Sometimes I get into a League of Legends game and somebody pays their stream and there's 1 person watching and it's probably a bot. So 5 viewers is 5 times that. Still, there's the one side of that. And then there's the other side. Well, it's like, shit. Well, I think the first expectation is that you expect content creation to pay for your lifestyle or to pay for your bills. And you can never get into content creation expecting that. You should just go and that's why people always repeat, you should take content creation as a hobby, because most people never make it as a content creator. That's why they say that. Like, do it as a hobby, and if it pays off, fine. That's a cool perk. That's a cool extra. Content creation is the new gold rush. And some people might strike the gold. Most of them will just come out with dirt and rocks. But if you're clever, you can make more from selling the pickaxe to the people rushing for the gold than digging for the gold yourself. For example, there was a few people in that thread, or a few friends that I know, that were like, well, I enjoyed content creation, but I couldn't pay my bills with it, so I started editing on the side. I took this part of content creation that I liked, and I kind of started freelancing with it. So Kenny, for example, he runs otakubon.com and he does video editing. A lot of people are also artists. Some people, do shorts. There's this one VTuber that does the squibblies. and they're very popular. As Ihara started making clips, he wanted to be a content creator first, but his clip channel started popping off. I remain to this day a freelance worker. Like, I have like a job, I get contracts IRL, I do these, and these are my main income. Everything else, now for sure I'm starting to live more of my content creation because things are going well, but this was never something that I expected. It's just a really nice perk, and thank you guys for enabling me to do what I love. Grey Batch also say, I had the same thought. Streaming is fun and it is more successful than it might feel, but it also a lot of work, and wanted to make it a part of your income means that you have to consider those aspects. And yeah, I guess the other argument that perhaps would have made more sense is that, when people are telling content creators, oh, but don't focus on numbers. And you're like, but you will focus on numbers because it's your job and numbers kind of pay your bills. But I think you should start. I think it's a toxic spiral down no matter what, but it's also something that, maybe you're at a certain level before you start focusing on numbers, or you're doing everything upside down otherwise. It was my stomach growling. I tell the guy sending me bills to ignore the numbers. Yeah, it's kind of like when you open the mail and there's only invoices and you're like, oh, I received nothing, and you just close it back. So, content creation is cutthroat. It's very difficult. There's a sea of people that's doing the same thing. There's a lot of really talented people, lots of people with beautiful voices, beautiful, really cool moe character stuff. I know a lot of people that I find more talented than me, that are less successful than me. And I'm like, damn, I wish people would notice them more. But it's really hard for people to invest in a new VTuber when there's so many. That's why sometimes somebody can have, I don't know, like 30 average like 50 viewers, and then they get into a corpo, and then suddenly they're streaming to thousands of viewers because the corpo gave them a platform, and suddenly you notice their talent. There's a ton of hidden gems like that. There's a ton of really, really talented people out there. But it's kind of like a success in content creation is a combination of luck and preparation. And it's when these two factors meet, and like a series of events, that you need a little bit of luck, you need a little bit of destiny in there. I don't know how to explain it. Yeah, timing is the word that I was looking for. Thank you. Yeah, it's the stars but light. There's a timing or something. I remember. Do you guys remember how XQC got famous? Most random example I'm gonna give. It was the Overwatch era. Moon was the new it streamer, and he was streaming Overwatch. And there was this guy that kept making unhinged comments in the party voice chat with him, and people thought it was so funny. It was the funniest thing ever. That turned out to be XQC. And now this guy, he streams with Moon a couple more times. He's really funny in voice comms. He's also really good at the game. So tack. There's all these little things getting checked. The plot being broadcasted to a wide audience, having the humor of the time, that people were looking for. It scratched that itch. And then he starts streaming shortly after, and his first streams garners a lot of attention. And now he's getting paid, I don't remember, what was his kick deal number? 100 million or some shit. Well, there you go. It can be something as innocuous as this. Iron Mouse got famous because of her singing shorts that went really viral. Before that, she was struggling for many, many years. She was streaming to small audiences, but she really liked what she did, and her passion shone, and people can relate to that. When you have passion for something and it shows, people connect with you. Yes, and Sakura Miko as well. Sakura's first meet and greet had one person there. A single person. And now she fills out entire venues when she sings for her concerts. Pippa couldn't also be used as an example of luck preparation. Pippa already had an audience. People knew Pippa, but she hadn't blown up as hard as she is today. When she made that comment during the Hogwarts Legacy, it spoke to a lot of people because a lot of people related to what she said, but everybody was afraid to speak out. And so then it was like she had already everything in place to be successful, but she needed that one spark that would make her blow up. I think after that, I don't remember exactly like the numbers, but her streams were blowing up really hard. I think Azehara must know more about Pippa. Yeah, most content creators, it takes for multiple years before they blow up. So another story, another example is, somebody I knew. So if you're really good at a game, sometimes that can be your selling point for your stream. All right, my friend, he was it's not a friend, it's a colleague. It's a content creator. You know, he was fairly known in the Magic the Gathering community. He was doing all right, you know, hundreds of viewers per stream. Most people would call that successful. He has his audience, he has his community. Great. Then there's a new game that came out that was like adjacent to Magic the Gathering. It was like somewhat similar, but not too much. And it was hype. I don't remember exactly. Fire Emblem, I think. I'm not sure. And so he brings his community, his already decently large community, to that category. And then he starts blowing the fuck up because he's a top streamer in that category. It's a hype game. Everything lines up for him. And now he streams for thousands and thousands of viewers. So you can go that route. There's different routes to become successful in content creation. Some people do variety streams. Some people just get really good at one game. Some people aren't good at games, but they're just entertaining. And there's a lot of different ways to become successful. I know I'm repeating myself, but I really want to do some like content creation class. I'll probably do them for free. Like I'll probably live stream them. I want to do like a VTuber Academy or content creation academy, but I also want it to be wide enough that it doesn't have to be just for video essays. It can be for anything. Straub also gave her 2 cents on this, and I liked her take. Being a full-time content creator is really cool, and I feel really lucky that I get to do this now. But I didn't just drop out of school and rely on my smaller audience to pay my bills. I waited to decline the job offer I had out of college until I could justify it. This might sound a bit harsh, but it's just my opinion, but I feel like if you try to make streaming pay all your bills when it just isn't cutting it, it can take a lot of the fun out of streaming. Yo, exactly. She's so on point. You're not going to be focused on having a good time with your audience. You're going to be too worried about when you're getting another sub or when you need to do another emergency donathon to pay your bills. You just can't expect a small audience to keep you afloat if it isn't already happening naturally. It isn't fair to them. Being a full-time content creator is a privilege. Yep. True.